It's time for another Give Voice to Your Vision. And I am so excited. We have my dear friends and colleagues, spiritual master healers, business growth, spiritual entrepreneurial business growth experts, sharing some powerful resources and tools today for the spiritual entrepreneur. And this is the amazing Greg Lee and Antonia Becker, co-founders of the Self Health Institute, creators of, you're going to help me get the name right, the Success Accelerator Code.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And Core Talk Holistic Therapy.
That's right. Welcome, you guys. I'm so excited. I love our conversations are always very popular in the community. And I know that we are right now plugged in, raising the vibe, channeling through some masterful business growth, money-making secrets for the spiritual entrepreneur. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. And if you hear some yelping, it's our spiritual entrepreneur dog.
Spiritual entrepreneurs and their dogs. Exactly. I love it. I love it. Welcome to the puppies. Young dogs, right? So you guys have a lot of really amazing resources to share with folks today. Let's jump in, and I'm going to see I have so many questions popping through my mind. I'm going to see where we're going to let Spirit guide us. Spiritual entrepreneurs. We are waking up. There's an acceleration happening. The people who are feeling called are coming into the calling has gotten so big that we're busting at our seams, right? We have to get it out there. So I know you guys are so good at helping us, first of all, understand and then clear, heal, transition the stuff that stops us, right? If we're bursting at the seams, there's still that resistance that we have to move through. So I want to just dive right into the deep end with you guys and talk real talk about what is that?
I mean, and that's who we love to work with, those spiritual entrepreneurs or business owners, healers, writers, coaches, speakers that they are already aware, right? They know they have something huge to share and they know it's really important. And yet sometimes they feel like that there is something holding them back. There's something blocking, or maybe there's resistance, right?
Okay. So for me, it was like,
right.
It wasn't that I could feel it. It was like a flat out urgent pressure cooker to like get out of my own way, to get out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So why do we have that? What is that? And I'm just going to say, we've got folks jumping in, watching live. If you're here live, pay the tuition, the algorithmic tuition of clicking and liking and sharing so that more people have the opportunity to benefit from the conversation we're having today. We are not only having a conversation with information, but we're bringing energetic transmission in. So whether you're here live or watching the replay, comments help more people find takeaways, what'll be valuable to them, and help more people, help the algorithms share the love. So if you're here, let us know. Say hi. Woo-hoo! Ask your questions.
Let us know.
Why
I think one of the things that happened up until like maybe a year ago, before all the COVID stuff happened, I think there were tons of entrepreneurs who had this spiritual bent, who had this thing of, I really need to get my stuff out there. Now we've had a complete turnaround where there are millions of people looking in and saying, I need your stuff.
Yes.
So that thing of where we did what we did and got what we got, right? Up until the time when we started being more attractive to people, we'd kind of do the same stuff as we go through the day, and we had the same type of results. Well, now the energy has turned up. More people need what we have. So we need to actually up our energy. We need to move into new places that we've never been. And what happens when we do that? We kind of freak out. We kind of like resist. We kind of get taken down by some of the emotions that have made a difference in how we make decisions. And we start to kind of not be as effective, or we're the same that we were, and we need to be different. not different
We're at
than
the leading edge
ourselves.
right now. We're at that leading edge.
Yes. And it's not like we have to be different people. We need to be more of ourselves.
Exactly.
100%.
100%. More full of our
and more free to express, right? To
Exactly.
press out, more free to express. So powerful. How does it show up? Do some ways that you see this holding back or this confusion or this disconnect? How does it manifest? I know one of the things you guys are really masterful about helping people with is procrastination. So I'm assuming that's one of the ways. Can you talk about some of the ways that this kind of, how would you describe this, the resistance or this vulnerability or this, for me, it felt like this big, thick membrane that I couldn't get through. How does that manifest? What do we, how might we know that's happening?
I love how you describe that, because some of the things that we're seeing kind of, there's like the outward manifestation and the inward manifestation, right? That outward manifestation is like, oh, I can't, I'm not getting my people. They're not seeing me. I'm not available to them. And so it feels like that membrane that you're trying to swim through and get through. And internally, where that comes from is that huge self-doubt and fear, right? And that fear of visibility, that fear of putting yourself out there because, oh my gosh, I might get judged. Somebody might not like me. They might think I'm too big or I'm too small, or,
or they might say yes to that $100,000 offer I just made, and then I'm going to have to deliver.
That's because I'll really be stepping out of my comfort zone and into something I've never done before. And that can be scary as heck, right? I mean,
often more, I'm seeing now more and more, especially because I too work with purpose-led, purpose-called. Once we have some consistency and some stability in our business, then it's like, okay, being at that leading edge has new levels of vulnerability and challenge, right? Exactly. So sometimes we're afraid of being judged, what other people think, and all of those things. And the imposter syndrome has grown with me. I'll say that right up out loud. Right? Like, can I really do that? And I have to constantly work tools, clear, heal, and strategize to get my messaging to catch up with me, and so that I can be ahead of where I am into who I am becoming, which I know you guys are so masterful at. Yeah. So how do we see it? How do you guys see it show up? Anything that strikes you, like common patterns or pitfalls that you see showing up when we get to this new edge that are tangible things that happen in our entrepreneurial life, like procrastination? Is there anything else that you see that is a sign of being at your edge and needing to expand?
Well, that huge perfectionism, right?
Yeah.
Well, oh my God, the puppy.
She's excited. I'm energizing for all creatures, as are you.
Good.
She's very.
She wants to be seen, I'm sure.
Come on in, baby.
She has no visibility problems. But really, I mean, it really comes into, like you said, imposter syndrome. Here's the baby.
Hi, love. She is who she is.
She is. That perfectionism can really get at people too, even at the stage where, oh my gosh, I am talking to this higher level of people. So I really it needs to be perfect. It needs to be right on message. It needs to be the right words.
So let's look at what some of that stuff is. Yeah. So that'll be like, I don't know if I can really create that package yet, because I don't have it in my website. I don't have the thing for them to click on so they can go look at it.
Right. My sales page is not the way I want it.
I love talking with super successful people, and you'll be like, so what do you do on your website? And they go, are you talking to me?
What website?
Website? What is that?
I have no idea.
Is that like a place where people see my face, or I don't know that's where they put their name and their email address so that they can connect with me. Yeah. And that's all that's for, really.
Exactly. I love it. That's very, so we talk visibility here, and a lot of people are worried about being visible on all the platforms and all the things and doing all the things. We had the blessing, the beautiful sanctity gift from the universe of Facebook shutting down this week. I'm melting.
That was a shocker, right?
Yeah, it is what it is. But all of this technology and doing it right and doing it perfectly is a way for our resistance to show up. So you've said that's so important to remember, like getting lost in your behind the scenes, trying to tweak and perfect the gifts, the freebies, the website, the about section of your Facebook page, all of those little things.
Yeah.
And you know what goes with that is that wanting to, okay, so I do need to be on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and I need to have 5 free gifts, and I need to have 6 of this and 8 of the other
before I can expand.
Well, and if I just had a VA, then I wouldn't have to do all that stuff. But until I make enough money to get a VA for 5 hours a week or whatever, I have to do all that stuff myself. So I'm going to stay up till like 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to wake up really early.
So it's that kind of
a wimp. You can
when
do 1 a.m.
when I am here, then I can
have. Brilliant. And so what we can do, you guys are brilliant at this, is we can energetically just leapfrog that, and we can step into who we want to be and attract the money, the resources, the business, the admin, the VA, when we get our energy ducks in a row and we're able to expand and be in that next bigger size of ourselves before we feel ready sometimes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, I was
about to say something cool.
I love watching people who have huge exposure in what they do. So I was watching an Oprah and Eckhart Tolle thing, and I click on the thing it was like, somewhere, and it's like 4.5 hours of these different interviews all in one thing. So I'm watching the beginning of it, and Eckhart Tolle, Oprah says, "So Eckhart, what do we do? How do we get there?" She's asking him these questions. He says, "Well, first, let's just close our eyes."
Exactly. And it's so slow. Eckhart's so slow.
It.
We are fans. We have all the books we love, but I'm like, wait for it.
Wait for it. So then he says, and first, so we're going to come out of our head and we're going to go into our hands and in our body and feel what your hands feel like. And when you take a breath, feel the difference, how you feel your breath with your hands. So all these things. So
how do I get the money? How do I get the money?
So
how do I get the clients? How do I get the
So we know that the people want the real us, right? And they're like, people have that BS detector, right? As soon as you start to talk like your coach taught you to talk and you do the things, they go like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't get it. I don't get you right now." So it's like,
so divinely guided. Keep going.
So when we allow ourselves to be ourselves and actually say weird stuff and be just the way we would be if we're having fun, then people are like, "Wow, they're the person I'm looking for," because they know how to do this. They know how to do this I am me thing.
And the thing, and what I love about us and what we do in our work, and why I love our work, is because we're all about the body and being in your body, getting out of some of that head energy. It is kind of a head injury sometimes. Yeah. And getting into
I definitely had a head injury.
Right?
I've been out of my mind in the thoughts and the feels that have gone through there. I was taught years ago, don't go into your mind alone. It's like a bad neighborhood.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't go the rabbit hole.
So that's your mind is like a bad neighborhood. Don't go in there alone.
Love
but
that.
Being able to plug in and clear some of that away so that you can energetically, and it is through body and breath, as well as mind and awareness and spirit, that we can plug into what is even more true than we realize, right? When we have some of these tools that you're talking. I love what you're saying about what to say. I don't know if you guys are tracking, but we're about to do my what to say to 100K and beyond event.
Yes.
And that's exactly where we start with, who are you? What is it you want to say for
Yeah.
God's sake. You know, like, what do you want to say? What are you called to share? And yeah, there are some strategies and tools in learning how to say it so that people will come toward you. And that's what we do in the whole 2-day event. But it's when we're stuck in our head scripting and trying to remember how they said it or how we're supposed to say or do the formula perfectly, we're once again strengthening the resistance, right?
Yeah.
We're building, thickening the membrane.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're trying so hard to be something that we're not really embodying.
Right. Embodying your message, embodying your business, embodying your offers. So the first workshop I think I did, well, that was the second workshop I did in this business, was embody your message. And how do we do that? And we have to do this energetic work of allowing ourselves to be who we are in order to get into to step toward that embodiment.
Yep. Yep.
It's so powerful what you guys are doing. So what does this have to do? If you have other things to say, please interrupt me. I'm just going to pepper you with questions.
Do that.
What does this do to our money? We're going to talk about spiritual entrepreneurs and money. So what do you got?
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, people buy, they don't buy your stuff, they buy you. Right. And so
what are you worth?
I am infinitely valuable simply because I exist. I am totally worthy because I'm here, just like everybody else.
Exactly.
Right? How do we stand in that?
Exactly. And how many of us operate from that belief at every level, right? And that's kind of the issue.
It's crazy. It's audacious. It's too bossy. It's too vulnerable.
Big.
It's arrogant. It's
You're too full of yourself.
Greedy, full of yourself.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, the best phrase. Become full of yourself.
That's my book.
Be full
of yourself. Be full of yourself.
Love it.
It's all about that.
Good.
Well, and I love the way Antonia talks about being full of yourself. It's as if your cup runneth over with abundance from the deepest part of your soul and your spirit. And the saucer is that which you offer to others as it fills up and spills off.
So good. So what do we have to do? Let's channel Oprah for a minute.
Yeah.
So what do we do in order to step into this level of our own magnificence and actually put it to work growing our business?
Yeah.
The first thing is, we talk about awareness, but at the base of awareness is being right here, right now. Don't, not stressing about the past or worrying about the future, but being in the present moment is when awareness and healing happens. No other place, right? So if we want to be more aware of what is getting in our way, what is our resistance, what needs healing, we have to be right here, right now, and checking in with ourselves, what we're doing, what our feelings, thoughts, and beliefs are, and getting that awareness of what we're actually saying to ourselves in our heads, right? What is really driving our actions and our decision making? That's step one.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Well, I love Antonia's view of this, be here now, that whole thing it's just, and we want to take the kumbaya off of it. Okay. Because
that's where I was going.
It's like,
I am here
great.
now.
It's great to be in that moment and be in your breath, but how do you do it? So it's like, so how do you start to discern who's kind of driving the bus? And it's really important to understand that when we start to take action that puts us outside of our comfort zone, our brain will bring stuff up and think of things that might not be in our best interest.
Really?
And
our brain does that?
And if we think that we're going to figure it out, we're fooling ourselves.
Because we're in that bad neighborhood.
We're in that bad neighborhood once we start to think about, this seems kind of scary, but if I just ignore it, it'll be okay. It'll just go away.
It'll go away.
I can power through this.
Power
And-
through.
Yeah. And when
Push. If I try
push,
hard enough.
striving.
yeah.
I'm a recovering striver.
Me too.
My business, I think we tripled our revenue. We're close to it, tripling our revenue when I stopped trying so hard.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
When
like-
I stopped, literally, I'm going to take a nap. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm pushing, gotta go.
Path of least resistance.
Yep.
So
It's
as
so
we start
powerful.
to realize our decision making as we're looking at the paths, and we take the path of least resistance, we have more fun. It's more obvious to us what would be enjoyable to do in the moment, what would be more successful. And when people see us on the path of least resistance, they're like, wow, I want to go walk with them.
Here's my
They're
credit card.
awesome people. Here's my credit card. I need to learn how to do this. So for you healers out there and for you coaches who are taking people who are getting into that area where they need to have someone to support them as they're making decisions and learning about what to do in their business and how to move forward and how to be visible, just know that the most important way to attract the clients that you want is to become in alignment with yourself and your vision. So this vision thing, now I just love vision, because when we start to create vision, your brain goes, oh, okay, I can see that. And now I'm going to predict everything that would get in the way as you go to do that vision. So it's like,
While at the same time, your spirit is creating exactly what you want bigger.
Exactly.
yes. So then it's like, who are you going to listen to? And you have to keep going back to that vision. So this is where
That's
It
why we
be-
give voice to your vision.
Exactly.
and it becomes
Exactly.
process at that moment, because like, I love your work where the more you energize the actual message into your voice,
Yep.
because nobody reads stuff, right? They just don't. I mean, I love writing emails and being,
They
expressive
skim.
and all that.
Most people skim.
Yes.
Most people skim, but when they hear you speak, they are
Yeah.
listening for every piece of you.
Yeah.
And it's not
They're receiving on a cellular vibrational level in a different way.
exactly my point. So it's not just the words, it's all that energy and alignment behind the words that you are putting into your words, your tone, your expression. That is everything that's innately you, right? That's how we communicate, being uniquely ourselves.
And that's risky business.
Right?
Right? That's risky business. Emerson told us, who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying.
Yes.
And so we are being called, especially the people who are called the transformation industry experts, professionals, authors, healers, coaches, the woo, right? We are being called to express, to speak up, to vibrate at a higher level, to be highly visible. We have, cellular memory of how dangerous that is from
Correct.
lifetimes and lifetimes. And so it's a radical act of courage to continue to release the membrane, to let go of the resistance and to expand. Now, I know you guys have some specific tools that you're going to be able to share with us today. And you have a training coming up, a full-on training coming up today in like an hour and a half,
Right.
that people could still attend with you live, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to make sure we get to those nuts and bolts. If you're here, say hi, give us a like, a thumbs up, a heart, a comment. What's your takeaway? What do you resonate with? What do you have questions about? We'll take some time to answer those. I'll skim through while you guys tell us. First of all, one of the things we get to share is about money. I'd like to just talk a little bit more about the spiritual entrepreneur and money.
Yeah.
I recently heard this and I want to hear what you guys think.
Mhm.
You can only receive, you can only give. So many of us just want to help. We just want to serve. I heard this. You can only give as much as you're able to receive.
Aw. That's
So
so
I would love to hear your take on spiritual wealth building, right? Being a spiritual healer and that money piece, because I know you got a juicy gift to share with us about money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so much of it is about the energy exchange.
Right. The
And
flow, right?
really money, I look at money as the energy of commitment, right? Committing to yourself, committing to your process, committing to your offers that you want to make to people, and then committing really to your vision and how knowing that, I mean, people write these visions. They're like, I want to get out in front of thousands, millions of people. The thing that I want to do is X. And then you say, well, how much do you think that's going to cost? And they're like, I don't know. I should charge like $297 for this thing. And I'm not sure how to make the offer and who I'd talk to. It's like,
and we have that if you build it, they will come, right? It was a great movie.
yeah.
But there's something else. You have to match it energetically. You have to build the container and the language and the vehicle for them to.
Yeah. And the same thing goes to what you were, that quote or that theory, that idea about
Emerson.
Yeah. Well, about giving, you can only
giving. Yeah, you can only receive as much as you only give as much as you're able to receive.
Right. Because it all comes down to your ability, really your ability to love yourself and your ability to honor and cherish who you are. Because that, when you do that, you're able to receive more.
Yeah.
You are able to receive from yourself. And this is the hardest thing for almost anybody on the planet, but entrepreneurs have it in spades, right? They're so hard on themselves, very judgmental, the standards are very high. We have a huge vision. If we don't quite get there, then we start talking nasty to ourselves.
For sure.
Right?
We judge ourselves on the flip side. We do that with visibility. Well, I know I should be going live, but I'm not. And so I'm bad. And then you just reinforce that resistance.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the more we pound on ourselves, the less we're able to give, because we don't have anything to give from.
Yeah. And this is all crazy talk, by the way. Like, we're supposed to hustle and we're supposed to figure it out and we're supposed to strategize. And I saw these really, really smart girls telling me that I needed a blog on my phone, and they told me that I need there are templates to do this and there are 4 scripts to do that. And I have to do my videos this way. And I have to because they know that part of our brain that's like, show me how to figure it out.
Right.
And actually, we're talking in this live. If you're coming in and you're just jumping in, we want to hear your comments and your takeaways, because what we're talking about is getting so lined up with who you are that you can leapfrog so that the choice, most aligned, inspired strategies, tactics, and tools come to you, as well as your audience and your clients come to you. So let us know that you're here. We've got people watching, and I want to know that you're here so we can say hi. If you have questions or experiences, let us know in the comments. Greg, I want to go back to, you said that commitment. You talked about money and commitment. And when I have been talking with this a lot with our Dare to Soar Accelerator clients and some of my one-on-ones, this idea of the opportunity that we create for our clients to commit. Right? You heard when people pay, they pay attention. But the opportunity that we have to hold this container for that potential client to even consider making that investment and choosing to work with you is a sacred act. It's an opportunity. And we got to be bigger and more rock solid connected to our own sense of who we are and embodied our true calling and our highest essence. When we're that and we make an offer, it doesn't matter what they say, because we've created this opportunity for them to change their life.
Yeah. And, it's why we create things like the gift that you're going to give
Money
the listeners.
Alignment Roadmap.
Your
Yes,
Money
I'm going to get it.
Checkup.
Tell us about the Money Alignment Roadmap.
So it's incredibly simple. Like, people, when they look at our process and our tools, they say, wow, I've done that before. And then they look into it a little bit deeper. They look under the hood and they're like, oh, whoa, that's my engine. That's not somebody else's engine. And you're talking about all of my stuff versus trying to fit into somebody else's thing. So it's all about being able to guide you by asking simple questions and getting totally life-changing answers that then you write down into little thing. Your own. And you get a roadmap of, I mean, we're all about this whole total success roadmap thing, where when you go to take action, you can then look at that action and you can feel. So using our process, especially, we teach people how to feel and how to decide, make decisions based on how they feel, what's going to be best for them. And then it's like, then the commitment is easy to make. Then
your whole body knows.
Your whole body knows.
Right.
Because we have to have, so those of us who are successful entrepreneurs, we have a bunch of coaches.
That's right.
It's like,
that's right.
You know, the
there's
leaders
no such thing as a solopreneur, a successful
it just doesn't
solopreneur.
Exist. You know, I forget who it was who was being interviewed by Oprah, and it was like somebody who was like a big author who was up and coming, and in the break, Oprah said, "So how many coaches do you got, honey?" She said, "I've got one for this, and one for this, and one for this. So I've got 3 coaches." And she said to Oprah, "How many coaches do you have?" She says, "I have 6 coaches."
Nice.
One of them is Maya Angelou.
Yeah,
it's like
that's a coach.
So then the woman in the interview that I saw with her, she said, "I decided right then that I maybe needed to up
your coaching game, your mentoring game, for sure."
So, right, and the best coaches are the ones that show you how to be yourself in the best way.
Yeah, I've talked to, you know, because I work on messaging and visibility and finding your words and speaking them out loud on stage, on video, all of those performance-based things. There's so many people telling us how to say it and what we need to say. And my head exploded with a bunch of ideas. I'm not sure what I was going to say there for a second. Hang on.
Well, I would like to just throw in that you are amazing at tuning into people and helping them deliver what is really true for them in that way.
Alignment. That's what I would thank you. Alignment. Thank you. I'm receiving that. I love doing it. It's like writing songs for me, right? I love nothing more than being able to tune in to truly I'm tuning into your higher being, your inner being, and your client's inner being, and weaving a song that feels so good to say, so that your marketing and your messaging doesn't feel icky. It's you, and then building that bridge. You were talking about alignment, and we have to be aligned with ourselves, and we have to trust ourselves. And that's some scary, crazy woo-woo stuff, right? It's not safe. Who am I to say? All that stuff gets triggered and up there. And then having that coach and mentoring pool and community to help you do that. The alignment is also with your audience, and meeting them where they are is not trying to say what they need to hear in order to sell them something. It's our job to own and embody, so that we know so much of what we are and who we are and what we're here to say. And we're so increasingly, it never ends. We are always growing and expanding, tuning into our full power, enthusiasm filled with God, right? Of what we're here to share, which you guys help people do that on a practical, physiological, spiritual, emotional level, to literally stepping into your own you-ness on all those different levels. I know you have amazing resources and tools and insights to help people do that. And then we want to align with those people we're here to serve with this particular offer, and learn how to sing a song that helps them go, aha. You were talking about having mentors and coaches that give you that, oh yeah, feeling. And I've had the opposite too. And I've had conversations recently with people who have spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to do it the way the person told them that they did it. And some of that's going to be great, but we have to find our own way. And when you find a mentor or a coach or a guide or a community where you get that cringing feeling, right? Like, ugh, I'm still not doing it right. This doesn't feel, I don't know. Is that it? Is that it? Leave, walk away. It's okay.
Right. Yeah. That's the signal, right?
That's your body telling you, right? that this isn't your cup of tea. You're not able to hear or receive what you want here. This is not where your food is, right? You're going to the cleaning section for bread. And we want to find people that help you recognize in your body, like you guys do, that, yes, give you the aha feeling.
That knowing.
I want this.
Right.
This feels good. I have made some crazy decisions that way, including spending $60,000 on a mastermind that I did not have. But my feeling could not be denied.
Yeah. Yep. And that's when it's important to follow it too.
And to be supported.
Yes.
In the decisions, in the clarity. Yeah. You guys, I could talk to you forever. I love you so much. You're bringing such goodness and such a needed support and healing and training and inspiration. We have posted the link on, I'll come back and post it on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. We've posted the link to your money alignment roadmap. Now, I know when people gobble up that, first of all, you guys, if you're going to download it, just set aside a few minutes and do it. Because downloading free shit on the internet is not going to help you. You have to do stuff with it. I provide a lot of free resources from people I know and love and trust. My invitation to you is put them into action, right? Yeah. Do them now. And one of the actions you're going to take when you download this amazing tool, which I have done, I think I did it last time you gave me, I'm going to do it again, is an opportunity to go to class, right? Where they're going to get to come to class with you. And so you want to sign up for this class and clear the decks as best as you can to actually attend this class. Tell us what we're going to do in class.
Yeah. So the class today is 3 inner obstacles that stop spiritual entrepreneurs from making money and ultimately stops you from being able to attract your ideal clients.
Yeah.
So it's like knowing those 3 things is just so important because that's that awareness. So we're going to go into real detail about how they show up in your day.
Great.
About, what everything is around it so that you can really start to think, okay, so if this is the stuff, then what do I do? And we are actually going to give a what to do also.
Awesome. Awesome.
As well as an offer of if they want to go further with us, then, we'll show them something that what we have coming up next.
Fantastic. You guys are doing the Success Accelerator Code?
We are. Yeah. We're going to start in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Will you tell us just a little bit about what's in there? Because I know it's really powerful work that you guys are up to. And maybe
it is so
say yes to themselves and make that investment now.
Yeah. It's a 5-week online program that really dives into what are those things that stop you in the middle of your day. Mm-hmm. And we've made our Core Talk process and this is really for business owners who want to get out of their own way fast and easy.
And just to be totally clear, when you're an awesome healer in the world, you're a business owner.
Right.
We're going to have to talk about that before we're done. Go on.
Yes. Yes. And so we actually redid and made faster some of our processes in Core Talk so you can clear this stuff immediately in your day and get back to work. And one of the other huge, beautiful processes in here is how to decode limiting beliefs. I mean, seriously, get them out of your brain, your body, and your spirit. Get them all the way out of there and encode the new belief from which you can live and make decisions from that moment on.
So these are actual tools that we can use in just a couple moments ourselves to do these limits, and these things are going to be, they always come up. We're evolving. We're going to always have a new layer to do that. So once we have these tools, we're going to be able to recognize when that thing that we do is up and have a simple, quick process to shift it right away. And that's going to have huge impact, not only for ourselves, but for the people we're here to serve. And you guys, you said, we've talked about having mentors, and we've talked about the power of investing in yourself. And we've talked about money and spiritual entrepreneurs. And you just touched on this, Greg. I think it's so important to know. I was grateful to a fault. I was so grateful for what I have. I just need enough. And my abundance and my prosperity got smaller and smaller, and I got more and more stressed out. So treating your mission, your calling, your message, your gift, your healing as a business if you really want to make a big impact, if you really want to serve in the biggest possible way for the greatest good of all, including yourself, it is through your business and your marketing and your messaging that you will reach and serve the most people. So if you're trying to have a just good enough business, I woke up to this a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that elusive first 6-figure business is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to sustain. I just want to have 30 people in my group thing and 4 one-on-one clients. There's a visibility and a marketing energy and presence that needs to happen, a lot that needs to happen in order to have those little pockets of serving filled. And so growing your business and having a multiple 6-figure business isn't some vain pipe dream, greedy thing. It's actually a linchpin to the impact you want to make with this ease that you guys are talking about, with the flow that you guys are talking about. So I've been on a little bit of a mission to kind of break this idea. I almost didn't call our event coming up to what to say to 100K, because that first 100K is a milestone and it's awesome. And it in the best case, it can get you some breathing room.
Yeah.
But you got to grow a little bit beyond that if you're going to have this real sustainable business that's not just you running on the treadmill, right?
Yeah.
So
and so much of the thing that stops get you there are these limiting beliefs and outdated
it's not
beliefs.
Another platform, strategy, tactic, tool.
Right.
It's you transmitting on 100 watts.
Yes.
Right. And having the clarity and the self-trust to decide and make choices. And I think there's also a piece that we get in our way. You guys can help clear and expand around this of taking our business seriously, right? Like letting our business say, like, I want to grow a business. I remember it was a few years ago. I said, I think I do want to have a 7-figure transformation business.
Right.
Because I had a story that was going to mean I'm exhausted and vain and working all the time. Actually, no, like when I have that, I'm going to be able to help thousands of people.
Exactly.
And without it, it's a constant efforting, right? There's a certain amount of hustle.
Well, and I even remember,
you don't have to have 7 figures and hustle.
Yeah.
I remember when we were really stepping into our online business, in the first,
I do too.
Yeah, it was really the first really serious mastermind that we'd done, and you were part of it, and we were so lucky to have you there. And I remember saying so many times, "But I'm going to lose my life if I do this. I'm not going to have the same
I don't want to work
lifestyle.
that hard.
I don't." Well, it wasn't. It was even different than that. It was just some weird thing, and it was a limiting belief.
Yeah.
And as I worked through that over time, now it's like I feel so expansive, so different than I did back in that time.
Yeah.
And what it does is it allows me to move with ease and grace, and to think of what's happening in the business as nuts and bolts. This is
beautiful.
Here's the thing. I put the bolt on the nut, and then this tire stays on the car, and we go for a ride.
And let's turn in the radio. We can tune in the dial this way or tune in the dial that way.
And it's just so cool when you start to release the energy around having to do versus allowing it to happen.
Yeah. And I think we need oodles of community. We have to be surrounded by other, we could call it, enlightened or advanced or just flat out crazy, whichever, we want to, it doesn't matter what we call it, but being surrounded, and I'll let you guys go. It's so good to have you here. They say you make as much money as the 5 people you hang around with, right?
Right.
Well, you have the most confidence and the highest vibration in terms of allowing flow and things like your energetic presence and your confidence and your self-love and your self-trust and your embodiment of your message and your business and who you are. You have to hang around other people who know what that is.
Right.
And more people know what that is. So find those communities and mentors that are going to help you turn that up. And you can leapfrog so much of the struggle, the strive, the hustle, the figuring it out. If you find yourself, I got to figure out, just like, oh, no, I don't. Right? Maybe somebody will give me an idea. I'm supported by this mentor or this community, right? You guys are changing the world. Thanks for being in here with me and sending out the goodness of all that you bring and all the work you're doing with the entrepreneurs that you are serving. If you guys are curious, you definitely want to just clear the decks for the next, couple of hours, hop in at 1 o'clock Pacific to join them for their masterclass. If you click on the link for their money alignment roadmap, it's going to take you to a page right after that's going to help you access that class so you can learn from these guys right now. And if you're curious, hop on the phone, private message them, ask me questions. You can hop into my messenger if you're curious about the Success Accelerator Code. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
You did.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
I love having you guys here.
So fun
Yeah,
being with
so good
you.
to be with you. Any final wishes for the coaches, the healers, the uplifters who are ready to, in my world, soar?
Yeah. I think so. I want to bring it down to just simplicity.
Great.
Don't try to do and know everything yourself. Like, we have this process that we created in the Success Accelerator Code. It's simple and it solves so many problems. Let people around you solve your problems, because the problems are going to give you the golden opportunity of where you're going. It's like, it's a problem because it wants to be solved.
Right.
Yeah.
And once you allow yourself to let go of having to know everything, and you just take action and allow the process to move through. So it's like, be in process, be in your breath, be in your body.
Yep.
Have fun.
And really, for real, it's more important than checking off the things on your to-do list.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, the to-do list never goes away. It's like the infinite. I'm thinking of like crazy philosopher people. It's never going to go away. You're running a business. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with people who can hold you in that container. Like we just got to do here for this lovely, juicy conversation. I love you guys. Thank you for bringing all who you are into the world through your work and your message and to my community today. And we'll see you guys next time. If you're here, if you found value, let us know what that is. When you watch the replay, share your takeaways in the comments and hop on the opportunity to get their money alignment checklist. Sign up for the class. If you can get in there today, do that. These are only available for a limited time. So you do want to go ahead and jump in and grab these resources and then set aside some time to do them. And reach out to Greg and Antonia if you want to know more about working with them. All right, my loves.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Talk to you soon. So good to see you. And now
Bye.
everybody watching can give voice to their vision in a whole new way. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Yeah.